I want to bring in our panel here to talk about sentencing today and what we can expect. Joining me now, he's a great criminal defense attorney, our H-Len legal analyst, Joey Jackson. Bottom right, that's Pat LaLama, crime journalist, covered this very closely. Also with us, Robi Ludwig, psychotherapist and author of the book, Till Death Do Us Part. Pat, I'll start with you. Anyway, Chris Watts speaks and lets us all know what happened.
Well, you know what? That's what everybody's waiting for. But can I just tell you something? No matter what he says doesn't matter, because he's a pathological liar. If he tries to show any remorse, I'm not going to buy it, because you're looking at a man who could take his two little baby girls and throw them down oil vats. So what? He suddenly woke up and has a pang of remorse? I don't think he would be wise to speak. I don't think anybody would buy it. I think he should sit down and shut up.
Wow. Let's listen. Guys, let's play some of that porch interview. So this is Shanann and the girls are missing, and Chris Watts is pleading for their return. Come back. It's not the same without you. Let's listen to that, and it's to Pat's point of what a liar this guy can be. Here it is.
So the cops pretty much told me that first day I was like, I want to get out and drive around. They said, you won't know what to look for. For nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on, and I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on, and know I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. That's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it.
There you go. He's lying through his teeth as we see these precious little girls. Joey, if you're advising this guy, are you telling him keep your mouth shut, or is it up to him?
You know, it's always up to him. But to Pat's point, which is a very compelling one, you know, look at what he was talking about on the porch. And, you know, you would think maybe he was being sincere then. This is a guy who misses his family. Something happened to them. He's really searching to know what that is. He wants them home. And it's all a lie. And then we listen to the mistress speak to the issue of, you know, he's separating from his family. He's buying an apartment, and he wants me to help him so it could be suitable for him and his daughters. A lie. And then, of course, he speaks to his parents, and, you know, I guess his parents are under this misconception that he just killed her. That is his wife, right? Because she was trying to kill and choke the babies. A lie. And so the reality is that nothing that he could say is going to change what people view and believe in him, and that is he's insincere, he's not authentic, he's a murderer, and it just doesn't matter. And so at the end of the day, I think what I'm really looking for is what his parents are going to say. Will they own up to it and accept the fact that their son's a murderer, or will they continue to say he was coerced into a plea deal and he really did not do it, at least as to the children?
Yeah, that's the line they've had. Robbie, what goes on in the mind, and I know this is a hard one for you. Who knows what goes on in the mind of a murderer, in the mind of a Chris Watts. Yeah. But where could he go today? What do you expect?
Well, I don't expect him to speak. I don't even know if he really knows the real reason why he does what he does, or why he did what he did. When we listen to him during that TV interview, what's so striking is the flat affect, that there's absolutely no emotional content there. He's like a bad actor. So the real reason why he did what he did is not going to be popular to say. It's not popular to say, I was feeling like a failure in life. I blame my wife. I blame my children. I wanted to get rid of them. It's expensive to get a divorce. It was just easier to kill them and start over, and I thought I could get away with it. No one's going to want to hear that, and that would not serve him well in prison either, especially life in prison.
Yeah, and Pat, that's an issue that it's worth revisiting again as people wonder, because that's, we've said it. Scott McLean did this long piece, really well done, about how did we get here, because people wonder, why would you do it? Right. It seemed you had it all. A loving wife, two beautiful kids, and one on the way. Was this mistress, Nicole Kessinger, motive or not, Pat?
No, and I've said it right from the beginning when we found out that he did have a mistress who was a co-worker. People don't go to this extreme. I know Robbie can speak to this probably much better than me, but as a journalist who's covered criminal justice for 40 years, there is no way that's what motivated him to do this. If he were a normal person, he'd say, listen, honey, we've had a good life together, but I'm just not in love with you, and we'll work it out, and I'll take care of the kids, and, you know, we'll go on, but I'd like to get out. That's not the case here. He didn't really have any deep-seated love and concern and admiration for anybody, including Nicole, and he essentially used her because he's a narcissist. He's an empty vessel, and everything he does is to fill up that empty vessel. Everything is about him.
That's motive then, Robbie?
Well, it certainly can be motive when somebody is only interested in themselves and their self-interest, then yes, especially if you have a sick mind. So for someone like Chris Watts, he probably was feeling very trapped and that his life was getting him to feel dead. And instead of looking inward and saying, hey, maybe I have psychological problems that's getting me to feel the way I do in my marriage, as a husband, as a father, he's not able to do that and instead projects that blame onto his wife. It's his wife's fault. She's the one responsible for getting him to feel dead inside. And Nicole gets him to feel alive sexually. It's a new opportunity for him, and this is the way he saw himself getting out of a bad situation that was getting him to feel dead inside.
Got it.
Mike, can I just throw in one other thing?
Real quick, Pat,
okay.
and we want to get Joey
He
in.
also blamed his children, too. In my mind, he blamed his children for feeling trapped and his unborn child.
Yeah, boy, as you say that, these are little girls that called him a hero.
Right.
And we see these, you hear these precious voices. Joey, you've, being an attorney and you know, being in cases like this, I mean, how, because we're going to hear from his attorneys, we're going to hear from prosecutors as well. How do you process all this?
Very
right?
difficult to. It's the most terrible day that you can have as a lawyer in any case is the victim impact statement day, because it's an opportunity for the family to speak about something that doesn't make sense to them, to talk about the voids that are left in their life as a result of an act that doesn't make sense, no matter what the motive. Is it really a motive? Can you provide a rational and reasonable explanation as to putting your children in vats of oil, as to putting you know, your wife in a shallow grave? And so it's an opportunity for them to emote, for them to talk about what justice means if we can place that tag on this. What is justice here, really? No matter what he gets, doesn't bring them back.
Wow. All right. Guys, thanks again. Joey, Pat, and Robbie.